That's good, Spoon. This is Real Estate State of the Union, brought to you by Spoonie and Braxton. Roughneck Real Estate here. We're going to get right into it after a word for our sponsors.
Real Estate State of Union is brought to you by GBT Property Management.
Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, all the things. Also, you can go to roughnecktorealestate.com for all your hard money needs. Just go in there if you're in the state of Texas. We can get you a loan on an investment property, refi you on a rental, do whatever you need to do. Spoonie's here. He's excited. He signed some assignments. What you got going on, Spoon?
I got 4 more to sign. She just sent me 6 of them.
What's the total? What's the total on those assignments?
I think we're gonna do 100 this week.
100 this week. That's amazing.
I'm signing them too.
You're signing them too? Oh, got a double signage going on here. Mm-hmm. So right now, I mean, we got a deal closing tomorrow. Little flip. Spoonie, what do you think about that flip?
We've talked about it here before. Now, I didn't see the before you got in there and did that. It had the craziest electrical panel setup I've ever seen in a house.
Yeah.
But it's all good to go now. I think it's a beautiful house. It's way nicer than mine. I would be stoked to live in it.
Okay. Braxton, what'd you think about it?
Which one was this?
The prisoner house.
Oh, yeah.
Which you can find on our channel, the before and after.
The letter's on my desk. So now that it's made it full circle, we got to show that on here.
Yes.
That's awesome, you know?
I think we need to run out there tomorrow and shoot that shoot the after. Shoot a full after. Mm-hmm. Paul, if you're listening, you want to come to Waco tomorrow, we can get the full after because it's a completely different house now. Painted, it's got a fence, and it's going to be full circle. So now we got the one hurdle left to do on that project as far as content's concerned, which is see if we can interview her in prison. Who would want to watch us interview the owner of this house that we bought and flipped in prison? Throw your likes and comments in the comments section if you want to see that.
What if they say the only way you can interview her is a conjugal visit? Which one of y'all signing up for that?
Whoa. Braxton?
I'm gonna probably pass, but
is it you're worried that she could beat you up?
I'm worried about a lot of things there. You
don't think the typhoon can get you through? Think them prison hands will let you know what I mean?
I always like to say I'm a big believer in the saying of I don't know what I don't know, and I don't want to find out.
Are you gonna
case scenario?
Are you gonna go in and try to interview her with me?
Yes, I'll go in there.
Will you go into the prison, Spoonie, and interview this lady?
Yeah, absolutely.
What question would you ask her?
I don't know. I have no context. I've never even.
That's question number one.
I've never even seen the letter.
Okay, a lady's in prison. First question you're gonna ask her.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the food? I guess I don't know.
What did you do?
Why are you in prison?
What crime did you commit? Did you actually do it? Do you deny it?
Yeah.
I think everybody in prison denies it.
What'd you do with the money? Did you hire a lawyer, or did you get a bunch of cans of tuna?
How close were you to getting away with it?
Yeah.
Is all this money dropping on your books? Is that hitting your account? Did it?
Yeah. That's how that works. So, what else? I don't know. I'd ask her.
How many times did you let them hands go?
Oh yeah. You fighting in here? There's a lot of shower.
What's
fighting?
your count right now? Like, what's your win loss?
Shower fighting.
Is there a lot of ass eating?
Is this just like the episodes of Reacher that I saw?
What else could we ask her? I know what I'd ask her is the longer you're in prison is the more attractive a man is from the outside. Like right now, smash, pass, and what's the other one?
It's F, Marry, Kill, right?
F, Marry, Kill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Us three. Let's go.
What? Like we're playing F, Marry, Kill between the two?
Yeah, she's got to tell us which one she'd F, Marry, Kill.
That's funny.
What do you think? How do you think that'd come out?
I ain't getting killed, but
what if she said you're the F? You know what I mean? And now you're running. You run out of the prison.
I feel like I'm the Mary.
You think she would marry you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. So you're saying she would want to murder me?
No, I'm just saying it's a toss-up between y'all two.
Huh. Well,
I wonder if it's like, so when we were working overseas in the Middle East, when you're working on them fobs, everybody talks about like fob height, and like a Texas 4 becomes a fob 8.
yeah.
I think that you get that same kind of
Thing in
scale in prison where a prison 3, an outside 3 becomes a prison 7.
Yeah.
I have to guess.
She also might look and be able to say, like, oh, he ain't a dog, and I'm just out. That might be it.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, he's out. He ain't no dog.
Yeah.
I got limited time.
That's right. So, what else would you ask?
I don't know when she's getting out.
Do you think we could take our phone in and show her a video of the before and after?
It'd be cool. Oh, man, I want to resend my question.
We could definitely have pictures, print-offs,
Yeah.
if anything.
My question is, if you could have a conjugal visit with Braxton, would you? That's going to be my question.
Ooh, you're going to put him in the doghouse, too. She says yes. Pam's like, I don't want prison babies. Now you got enemies.
I don't want Pam as my enemy.
Well,
That's what you want to set up.
yeah, if that's how you want to do it.
All right, well, I'll go a little bit softer then. I'll just be like, do you find Braxton attractive?
I'm afraid at that point.
Yeah. She's like,
I'm offended if she says no, but then I'm scared if she says yes.
Why does she talk with a gravelly voice?
yeah.
I can't.
We talked to her
She
on the
sounded
phone.
relatively normal, I feel like.
Sounded kind of hot. Oh.
Maybe she's in jail for having sex with her students or something.
Oh, no.
Should we tell the people about our merchandise drop?
Did y'all not just look her up and look her up on the blotter to see what she
We
did?
tried all kinds of stuff. We couldn't find her. We could not find her. I don't know where to look any of that up.
She's Texas penal system? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we can figure that out.
We can figure out her crimes.
That's all I really want to know.
Yeah.
Because that determines the next line of questioning.
What was it? Yeah, it was a crime of passion versus...
Well, there's just so many factors that go into it. Like,
Been away for a while.
Grand Theft Auto is much different than murder.
It is true. But, some murders are justified.
What if you met the love of your life
so-
interviewing this lady in prison? Bryce is like, you know what? Fuck it. We're getting married.
Right, that might be the perfect scenario. She'll never be able to watch the podcast and gripe at you.
And
That's true.
it would be an amazing, reality show like we talked about earlier. That would be the arc that nobody saw coming. Braxton, life squared away, hedge fund owner, manager, and now all of a sudden he's married an inmate.
Yeah, with a face tat.
Yeah, shout
And
out
a titty tat.
if somebody's looking for a pen pal in prison, Braxton right here would
They were already pen pals.
That's right.
like to be your pen pal.
Did you not know? Do you not know how this deal came about?
I do not.
We mailed this lady a letter.
Mm-hmm.
She mailed us a letter back.
Mm-hmm.
Braxton mailed her a contract. She mailed us the contract back corrected. We sent it to title. We mailed her closing documents. She mailed us closing documents back and then got transferred units. And so the check that she was supposed to get got mailed all around the state of Texas for a little while.
That's weird that they don't have like a state of Texas account.
Yeah.
Like why each prison would have one?
It's because they're all privately ran. Most of them are privately ran, so they're corporate.
You want to own a prison?
Not really.
How many doors?
I don't. I've got 3,000 doors. You got a multifamily? No prison.
It'd be by
Holy
beds.
shit.
That's one acquisition where evictions I'm in favor of. Y'all should buy.
Yeah, I don't really
evict
I don't
all
wanna
the
support
tenants.
that system.
What, the prison for profit?
The prison for profit.
You don't like that?
No,
Oh, well, we already knew that though.
I'm very liberal.
Braxton, do you like prison for profit?
I don't like the prison system how it works, but I mean,
Would you, if it was very lucrative, and we know it is, we know there are things, would you own a community of houses that was segregated and set apart just for pedophiles?
Like Petal Park?
Yeah, pedo park.
in Florida?
Yeah, wherever it's at. It could be in, I don't know, Oklahoma. Wherever you want to put your pedo park, would you be okay with that?
Someone's got to do it.
In the most political way I can answer, I'll just say I don't think I could last.
What do you mean?
Like I don't think I could. I think I'd be like, all right, whatever, I'll do it, and then I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna break some laws now. I'm not about it.
Maybe. I don't look like I would hate to have to live there.
On-site manager.
Yeah, I would hate. I
don't think I could do it. I don't like. I would be like, I don't know. I don't want any interaction.
It'd be a case-by-case basis for me. Like, I mean, I saw a dude get ringed up when we were in high school. You know, he got rung up. He was 18. He was a senior. He got rung up.
Like Romeo and Juliet thing, or was he the legit bad guy?
I mean, he's just dating the wrong girl, and he's registered somewhere now. Maybe. I mean, you can get that stuff expunged, I'm sure, but that cat does need a place to live. Mm-hmm. Can't live certain places.
I mean, I guess at some level, are you doing a service by keeping them all in one place so they're, ain't around schools and stuff like that?
Maybe.
I would be unjust.
I mean, but there's some that there just ain't no. But I don't know if those dudes get out though. I don't know if those guys actually like. I think
we inherited a trailer park that had a.
Oh yeah, and he lied to us.
Mucho, he was a kid toucher.
And we were like, and
Brandon's deal too,
huh?
Brandon's deal in Overton.
Same one.
Oh, yeah,
that was a different one. You're right. There's two of them that we inherited. It's same part of the world though. Very much the same part.
Might be the same guy.
No, it wasn't. I've met both of them.
You met both of them?
That explains a lot.
When you saw them, did you know?
Oh, the first one was weird, dude. It was a weird deal. Hey, I can't be like. Now, that was the first one I'd ever met in person, so now I know that I knew, but I didn't know why I knew something was weird.
He announced to us, but he tried to explain it.
The second one, yeah, it was obvious. It was
the first one. It was a long time ago, and he tried to explain it like it was like some deal, but then we made him pull a background check, and it was a child less than 4 or something.
Oh my god!
And we were like, "See you later, bye." You know what I mean? Like
that's not even a 3-day notice. You got 10 minutes, dude. Get out. I'm coming in.
No, you just got to stay away from
him. That's why that old owner liked him so much, because that dude would do anything to stay there. He would go out and pump the septics across the road in the middle of the night into a farmer's field. Mm-hmm. They forgot to tell us about all that all the septics were shot. And they were dropping a pump in there and just shooting that shit into a field across the street.
Happens.
It's why I'm real specific about properties with septics and like how many square footage of land they got and all those conversations that we often have. If the septic goes bad, can we put another one out there? Those kinds of things.
Wait, when you clear septic, where do you take all that shit?
They pump it into the city system.
Okay.
So like if they come out there and suck it, they pump it into the city system, or if they're really bad, they just throw it into a pasture. Ask me how I know. We bought a pasture that they've been dumping septic in for 30 years. It's fucking crazy. You plow it up, and there's tampon applicators, condoms, all kinds of stuff out in that
Didn't
field.
that guy own a Porta-John company?
He owned a Porta-John company, but septic, Porta-John, all the same. The Porta-John stuff he would put in a hole. So he had a hole dug, and he would dump the Porta-John stuff in the hole. I don't know what that blue magic is.
Is flammable?
I don't know if it's flammable. I wish it was flammable. Oh, we lit some of it on fire. It burns forever.
That's what I was saying.
But no, it's formaldehyde. It's got formaldehyde in it.
I remember when I jumped off. We were in Kuwait, and the weirdest thing about it is when we left Ali Al Salim. There's a Burger King in the middle of nowhere.
What?
But I just saw a dude. I've got a picture of him just out in the middle of the desert pumping shit into the desert out of the back of a honeysucker truck.
Yeah, is that a problem?
I don't know. Same as pumping it in your pasture is the weirdest thing to me. Just a dude out there pumping shit out.
I don't necessarily think that there's a good or bad answer.
I gotta stop saying the S word too. Is that an okay word?
I don't know. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, because if you drive Interstate 45 right here, when you get south of Dallas, you see where all the shit from Dallas goes. Where does it go, Braxton?
That a little beltway or whatever, greenway.
Well, yeah, it's right off the west side of the
little green belt
45 bridge there. It's got holding tanks. You see it. What happens there, Spoonie?
Well, they filter it out. They eliminate the solids, supposedly, and supposedly have clean water on the backside, and they pump that clean water back into the environment.
It just runs into the river. I mean, after it sits in the sun for so many days, it just runs into the river. I mean, think about mouthwash, cleaning agents, everything that goes down the drain. I don't know. I mean, I guess the sun bakes that stuff off.
Prescription meds.
Whatever it is, it's in that water. I mean, the sun cures it? Maybe? When it's in its holding pond?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the solids are solids, but the liquids that are in there, I mean, they're obviously get suspended on top, evaporate off. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But the sun somehow cures it, and then it gets pumped out into the river. When you have a septic system, I mean, that's just going back into the ground, you know? So when whether it's in the septic system or pumped on top of a field, I think it's the exact same thing. I don't think there's much difference. That's just my personal opinion. Like, so the people that are stuck in septic systems, I don't think there's very much. I mean, Mother Earth's already got to eat that. So it just gets to eat it on the surface. Maybe it's got a little bit more evaporation and wind, and maybe it's better.
That's what I mean. My house growing up, they had a septic, just sprayed sprinklers in the backyard.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not getting rid of the mouthwash out of there. Mm-hmm. Not without any sunlight, I guess. I don't know how sun factors into it. But, Spoonie, are you excited? We got some new deals coming up. A lot of deals ain't selling right now. We're not getting a ton of showings either. I don't know what's happening. You know what's happening?
I don't.
Spoonie, you know what's happening?
I don't. I didn't bring any of that stuff up this morning.
I know, but I mean, showing-wise, do you see Chris tagging you on a bunch of showings?
No.
Not getting a bunch of offers. I think we got one property left under contract. It's an owner finance deal. It's a very weird deal. Guys are going to owner finance it for 90 days and pay it off cash. So that's the only thing we have left under contract to sell. We've got some new stuff coming up. Going to be hitting the market here pretty soon, so we'll get to see how the market reacts to that. Did you get Stephenville on the market?
Stephenville's on the market.
So 2 units, 122 purchase price.
It's on the market for 170.
Yeah, it needs to sell at 185 to make its margin. His realtor buddy said he could sell it for 170 pretty quick, so he's done us well in Stephenville. How many deals he sold over there for us?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
But he has a very good network in that area, and he was much more effective than the people we were using from out of town.
Well, it's not that. I mean, effective. It's just, you got a Rolodex and you can send it out to them and they'll see what. Those 2 units, though, I love those 2 units. I love 2 units in Stephenville. We raised all the rent on our rentals out there, everybody. Those all worked out really well on Spoon's Misses. So we got 2 more units there. We just got 2 more units. They will rent, no doubt about it.
And we had 2 misses out there that were just huge heaps of shit, and they sold. Like, eventually they'll rent for a while and sell and make money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always. Braxton, what you got? You're working on your Longview deal refinanced.
Yep.
Tell the people about that.
Got it on that 20-year money.
Yeah, but what'd you buy it for? What are the numbers?
Bought it for $350 and new loan amounts like $445. 20-year loan, 8% interest. Wiped out the hard money loan and the second lien money I had on it.
So you sent the second lien back?
Yep. All that's paid off. It's 100% on bank financing now.
What'd you get back at closing?
I think like $7,500.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Are you 100% owner of it now?
Mm-hmm. I was the...
Well, you had a second. I mean, but you took the partnership out of the second, right?
No, it was just second lien all the way.
I thought y'all were partnering on it.
Mm-hmm. So he's chains paid off, jets paid off. It's a good day.
Now you got a 12-unit apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Does your favorite guru have a 12-unit apartment complex?
Man, I've got so many gurus that I don't think of any multifamily. I know a lot of them that flip houses. I know a lot of them that do health advice. I know a lot of them that teach wholesaling. And I don't think any of them have 12-unit apartment complexes.
Our agent for the other Longview deal said they might have someone interested in this one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that just be the worst?
I don't know. They just sent him over some numbers and said, get back to me.
Cool.
Wouldn't that just be the worst day ever if you made a couple $100,000 and you had to deal with refining it and sitting on a property for a year? And that'd be terrible.
Uh-huh.
AT&T's getting all that money.
Oh, I would 1031.
Find something?
Why not? Start the journey now at 19.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need the money.
Right.
I would try to 1031.
Uh-huh.
You could buy a lot of dividend stocks once you've 1031 that into oblivion down the road.
Yeah.
But how does it work on 1031? If you sell it for 700, then your next purchase has to be above 700? You have to step up your basis?
Yes. And it could be
So
on a
it ain't off
basket.
the basis of the original property that you sold. So in other words, if the base of the original property is 400 and you sell it for 700, you don't have to step up to 500. You have to step up to above the sales price.
So essentially, I have to go find something then for 701.
Yeah,
and I'll put 200 down or whatever.
and I know where you can get that.
It's not a bad deal.
Shane could 1031.
Oh yeah.
Well, not that. I mean, he's got a couple of different.
Yeah, I know
But-
what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, you could probably place it pretty easily.
I wouldn't be mad about it. Starts the journey. Don't pay taxes on it. Just play the game.
And it keeps everything extremely under leverage. So, like, you could turn that 12 unit into 16 units way under leveraged. And then that 16 units, which, y'all could work something out there. Might have to pay a little bit of taxes because, but you could definitely just pass it along, place on a couple of properties.
Think it'd be worth listing a couple months from now, closer to summer.
I don't know. Really depends on the cash flow. Like, I mean, if the vacancies aren't an issue right now, which they've been for a little while, and
Seems like several applicants just backed out or whatever, couldn't get closed.
well, I think that did you get your insurance claim through?
Not yet.
Okay. I think whatever happened there is what set it back. I think they all look nice, so they should rent.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think whatever that little foo. But if it's making money, I wouldn't want to sell it in a high interest rate environment. I might wait for interest rates to go down a little bit, but then again, it's in that cash range. So I mean, to make money, if you're trying to sell it for, let's just say $650, right, is your bottom dollar. I mean, that's a cash. There's a guy with cash somewhere with that. And we're about to try to sell 6 units for $575. You get what I mean? So, yeah, I think it would be
Because it's like I wouldn't be mad about it, and it's just kind of thing is look at that as a retirement project as opposed to short-term cash and rinse and repeat.
But I mean, you also have to look at your return on equity. If you're only making $1,000 a month, after expenses, and it's just kind of it could do its job if you sold it. If you sold it for $650, or if you sold it and made $100,000, it wouldn't matter. If you walk with $100,000, it did its job.
Yeah.
Like you bought it, rehabbed it, stabilized it, refinanced it, and then you exit. You went full cycle with the property, and that's probably better for a resume than those 12 units. But if it's banging out $3,000 or $4,000 a month every month
At capacity, I mean, absolutely, I think it will.
yeah, if it's banging out $3,000 or $4,000 a month every month, and you got to go shop for that asset that you're going to have to replace it, and it's like, do I want to replace it right now? Probably not for $100,000.
Not unless I found the deal that it's like.
Yeah, or like I'm going to make $400,000. You know what I mean? I might replace it then, but I wouldn't do it for $100,000. But if it's marginal, if it's not making a bunch of money, yeah, you could fire sell it and walk with 100 and put that on your resume and move on.
I mean, that's an amazing problem to have. You only have to, you make 2 years' salary for somebody off one deal.
Y'all's deal up there in Snyder, that might be one. I know you are going for a refi, but that might be one to list.
I mean, at this point, it is completely redone top to bottom, other than
Except for the house.
exterior stuff.
Yeah, but I mean that one would be, because of its distance.
But we could sell it for $35,000, $37,500 a door and still do pretty good.
Would do really well.
And it's still a deal for somebody,
Yeah, no, and I think it's at a real low price point. Because I mean, I don't know what y'all's cost base is on it, but if you can get that out at $350, yeah, if you can get it out at $350, $400, never have to go to Snyder, Texas again.
Never hurts to see what the market says.
Who you got that can list something out there like that?
Mr. Chris Lowe?
Maybe. I mean, it'd be a good one. for him to try.
What about the Amarillo agent? Weren't they pretty good?
Yes,
Shane's guy?
Kirk. But he didn't want to come down that far. He didn't want to come down to Abilene. It's kind of in the middle. But Kirk would be the guy.
Well, let's call him.
Might be worth talking
He might have a pocket. He might be able to pocket sell that too to somebody out there that
He could.
just wanting to,
He could.
Always shoot it by.
especially at like 400. I think we'd both high five each other and run to that closing.
Go find another one, yeah.
So your deal, your little 60 acres or whatever it was yesterday, they signed?
No, they have not. But I do need to check, see what they've said about it.
That's probably going to be fun too. That one property right there might be fun too.
Got a
Fund or fun?
Got a property for 1.6 for 66 acres, and we're probably a little less than 50%.
You know, we could if we could sell that one at Snyder for 40, we could 1031 into your apartment complex.
Yeah.
Then you could 1031 into Shane's. and
Yeah, it's good. It could be a series of 1031s that could happen. Don't know if that's legal, but could definitely look at it.
Let's talk about it. Because, I mean, that's the kind of thing about listing. It's like you don't have to take the offer. You don't like it. Just puts it out there. Gives you a chance. See the market response.
Listing ain't selling. Smoony, you on the previous podcast, you brought up the old hub in the guru space. A little dusty.
Oh, Hub.
you up.
I was like, Hub. I was like, are you talking about the prawn hub or what are we talking about?
Ooh.
I didn't know.
Don't say that.
Prawn?
Mm-hmm.
I specifically said prawn.
Yeah, we'll explain.
You keep saying it?
Yeah, just what do you think about it? What do you think about all that's happening? The happenings. You just came from the biggest guru festival on planet Earth in your mind. How many gurus did you see?
One.
I mean, really, truly, I think that's all that was there.
Like, there's a couple of wannabe gurus, but I think the rest were. I think the couple was actual gurus.
You think Sarah Blakely is a guru?
I think that they were structured as one in that deal. Not maybe sell. I guess they weren't selling content of any kind. They were just there talking. But there was only one there selling content or selling anything.
Who was that?
Grant.
Oh yeah.
Everything he was doing was a sales.
Did you see his whole back end? We go to his events. Like so, the progress of Grant has been amazing to watch because he went from having sponsors to being the sponsor. The whole entire time you're there, did his sales staff approach you?
700 times.
Did you buy anything?
No.
You didn't buy anything.
Just wait for it to hit then.
You did buy something.
What did I buy?
Your gene test.
Oh yeah, but I'd already decided on that before I went out there. Like I thought you meant
Either
like
way,
I thought you meant like
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did the money leave your bank account?
Yes,
Is it in your bank
yes.
account anymore? Whose bank account is it in?
I don't know, but probably somewhere that leads to Grant Cardone.
Yeah, it's in Grant Cardone's bank account. Did you buy anything?
Wait, so Grant Cardone has your genes?
Yes.
Dude, my genes are owned by the U.S. government too. Like they have my DNA.
So what?
I don't think I bought anything.
We went and signed up.
We did buy a sales training.
We bought sales training.
We bought more of what we already have.
Yeah,
they upsold.
Which
the
one was
second
this?
Sale.
Yeah, they got a second sale opportunity. We're now paying $2,500 a month for our sales training. It's the call that you'll have to be on Weekly Spoon.
Okay.
With a trainer in that ass. That isn't Braxton. They've been calling us all day to get it set up, and I haven't answered yet because we're podcasting. So, yeah, we bought sales training.
They hit that old double on us.
Well, and then I went and bought a bunch of merch because, it was laundry day, and
it was a weird play.
I had been in the casino so much that my sweater, my only warm clothes, smelled like cigarette smoke. I was tired of smelling like cigarette smoke, so I had to go get some sweaters. And then when I was there, they were like, "If you spend $250, if you spend $250, you're in for $10,000." I was like, "I need $10,000. I'm at my daily spending limit."
Side note: across from our hotel was a Burlington Coat Factory, a Ross, a Marshalls, and a Target. They're all right there on the main strip. And I was trying to tell Megan we should only come out here with like a backpack with just our like teeth brush in it and buy all our clothes right there for the trip. That would be a fun trip. Just a bunch of weird ass stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. We could do the same. You could have done the
Everyone's
same.
into what they're into, so I don't want to say anything rude.
You could have done the same thing as my point.
we're
You didn't
talking
have to
about-
only buy Grant Cardone shit.
We're talking about guru stuff. No. Listen, Spoon. I know this is how you operate, right?
How's that?
Well, say you have a friend and he manufactures clothes. He has some logos and some stuff on it. You would rather go give that money to Target than give it to your friend.
Which one of my friends manufactures stuff?
We're about to have a shirt for you to buy.
Yeah.
What is that shirt going to say?
What was it?
I don't remember the exact wording.
Is it a shirt?
Fat single whore or what?
Something
Fat
along
single
the lines
whore.
of
That's
it.
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read the text again. But what do you think? Would you rather do business with your friend? Would you rather do business with a stranger corporation? And by the way,
Yes,
That's a nice cup. I did.
yes, think about it.
I mean,
it's a hard
obvi-
decision.
No, stop it. Like, obviously, you're going to do business with people you do business with. Same reason we keep trailer sales in Groesbeck, Texas, or Cleveland, Texas. We try to deal with the people that we deal with on a daily basis.
Right. So you're like, you should have went to Target. And I was like, no, I went to the booth right behind the deal.
You looked like a crazy person. You had on 7 shirts, literally 7, stacked on top of each other. Probably sweating like a hobo. Like, you probably hobo sweated in there.
You do sweat a lot.
Like, you do sweat a lot.
What
Like, it's mostly just,
what color are these fictitious hobos so I can figure out how mad I want to be?
what? Why would you bring race into
What's
something
the
like
race
this?
to the hobos?
I don't know why you're bringing
like?
racial equity
Just if you had to
into
pick
it.
one. If you had to pick one.
We had to pick one. Which hobo
a
am I
white
sweating
guy.
with? Oh, that's terrible.
But he's a
So-
veteran.
Finally, Vietnam?
Now you're just being rude.
Oh, no. It's going to be Korean War. Forgotten
Okay.
War.
Okay, the Forgotten War. All right, I like him already.
Yeah, seems like a good dude. His name's Jordy.
He's a bro.
Yeah.
Well, good. All right, but yeah, I went and bought some clothes, and y'all thought I looked ridiculous, which was part of the point. It was
did
it was
look
like
ridiculous.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear all of this to our dinner because I knew it was gonna be fancy, and just so the women would be upset.
Well,
They
the
weren't
best-
upset about
the
that.
best flex that you can do is take off the hoodie halfway through, you know,
Yes,
and just reveal the jersey with R2R on it.
And then reveal another one. Just keep stripping. God, it's so hot in here.
yeah. So,
Walks
anyways,
out with a bag of clothes.
I didn't wear them today. I went with the old Boston Red Sox shirt that I got at Fenway Park.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you have a friend that works there?
No, I went to Fenway because you know. Have you been to Fenway Park? Have you been? Do you know what Fenway Park is?
Yeah.
Well, your dad played baseball, so of course. Do you know what it is? Mm-hmm. What is it?
The park in Boston. It's where they play.
Well, why is it special?
Is that where the Green Monster is?
It is where the Green Monster is, but when did it open?
Oh, I don't know.
Long time ago. It's like one of the oldest parks, and it's old.
Like pretty early 1900s, right? Like
Yeah.
10s, 20s.
It's old. Old. So we went to watch Derek Jeter's last game, or one of his last games at Fenway, and then he didn't play. But we were sitting in the owner's box, one of the right next to him. So he was like, we're sitting here, and where that wall is Derek Jeter leaning on the, the people would walk up in between us to go out onto the field, but he's just leaning on the dugout right there. And that's where we sat for that game, and of course he didn't play, so we got a lot of time with Jeter. It was me, Emery's mom, Derek Jeter. What's up, Jeter? Oh, nothing much, man. Cool. And so that day, I bought this shirt. What do you think I bought this shirt?
Commemorate it.
Because you didn't have any clothes that were clean.
No, because I was at Boston watching Yankees Red Sox in 2000 and she was pregnant with Emery, so
No. I don't know why you keep changing the subject. We were talking about gurus.
2013. So, anyways, yeah, 2013. That's where the hell I was, and I bought a shirt while I was there, and it still fits, so I wear it. But yeah, I do business with the people that do business with me. The Guru Fest, though, all the bullshit going on with the Guru, Spoony, how you feel about it? You want to jump in there and throw some bows?
Yeah, I don't care about any of them people. Like
Why
they
not?
are. I think we've seen too much behind the curtain. Like I've seen up the skirt of the Guru, and or we've pulled the curtain aside and seen the little dude pulling the levers. However you want to look at that.
Damn.
And we know most of these guys. I don't know. It's very tiring to me to watch anything they do.
It
Just
is.
tiring.
It's exhausting. The events that we do, the Grant Cardone event with the sales staff behind it, they were going to send us the sales. Like I asked before we did that business, I was like, I want to know how much y'all sold. They sold $3 million up to that point, or $3 million a day, or something like that. So they got a group of 5,000 people, and they're doing $3 million a day worth of business with them at that juncture. Does that make sense to you, Spoony? Mm-hmm. So they get 5,000 people in the room. The front row tickets were what, $20,000 a piece?
Something like that, yeah, 2025.
Yeah, so $11,000 set up, those TVs, the stage that rotates, the fucking LEDs.
$11 million setup.
$11 million setup. But they trailered that up there, and they take all their staff up there, and they got a sales team behind you beating on you. And then when you go to buy, you didn't do it, but if you went to buy merch, guess what the guy that's selling you merchandise?
Selling you on other courses.
Upselling you.
He's sitting there, he's like, you on card on you, bro? I'm like, yeah, we're already on card on you. So what about that upgrade? I'm like, oh no, I got a sales rep. He goes, oh, he won't mind. Trust me, he won't mind. Why don't you do it with me? I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it with him. He's like, but you could do it with me. I'm like, where do you even work? He's like, I work in the warehouse. I'm like, you work in the warehouse? He's like, yeah, I fulfill the orders that you place online. So back in Miami, this dude's back there. Like Spoonie finally decides he wants to buy a 10X planter. He'll be the dude that puts it in a box, puts a thank you letter on it, and sends it out. But on the day of the event, he's out there selling front and center, face to face, and also hitting you with the upsell on card on you.
That just goes to show, like, in running a business, in any service industry, I feel like, why would you not have pretty much everything a commission-based role?
Dude, I have no idea.
And it's like nobody necessarily likes the pushy salesman, but at the same time, like if they have a valuable product, you're already there doing business, so you're already using them in one way, shape, or form. I love it whenever they're pushing something else on me.
Dude, I love it too.
Because I appreciate it.
I appreciate the effort. I appreciate, how, I try to, it's a cat and mouse game. I like seeing their skill set against mine.
Oh, yeah. I'm a hard sell, but I love to be sold.
Yeah. It's like, I enjoy the shit out of it. Most people don't even know they're being sold the entire time. Like everything's selling you all the time. You know what I mean? But I had a fabulous time. Like I had a fabulous time in that setting. The fact that they're sitting there on the upsell nonstop. It was a tremendous example of what an event should look like.
I gave one my numbers because I'm curious to see his follow up.
I did the same.
Has he followed you up?
No, not yet. He was like, I'm not going to beat you up too bad. Like, all right, let's see where it goes.
He ought to.
He ought to beat you up bad. And they're gonna be beating on you. But
we'll see. He's got my direct number.
Now. So I enjoyed that, but I look at the rest of these events and I'm like, man, I don't even know if you filled the room up, okay? So if the ticket price is, the ticket price, and that's what you're looking at on making the money, and then you're just going to try to sell from the stage, and you don't have any staff behind you, I know how empty that vessel is. You know what I mean? There's got to be people out there beating on you, getting information, following you up. I see all these clowns with their guru business, and they look at it as such a low inventory business, for lack of a better word. It's like they have no personnel, they have no office space, they have no sales team, they have no nothing. So they're going to shoot content one time and try to sell it to you for the next 10 years or whatever it is. That's great. Why don't you hire sales staff to do it? Oh, it'll cut into my margin. You ain't got no margin if it's zero, bro. Like, nobody buys it. You ain't got no margin.
Well, I've never understood that. Like, why would you not want more volume? So what if it eats into your margin? You've got more volume. It makes up for it.
They're too afraid to hire. They can't train, and they have no loyalty. Like their concern is that they train you up. Next thing you know,
you're their competitor.
You're their competitor.
Well, it's like what you've always said though. If you pay people what they're worth, they're not going to want to.
But true. But
that won't stop certain people from leaving. Yeah. But you wouldn't want them to be there anyways.
No. Well, pay isn't the necessary reason why people really stay. Pay will help, but not everybody. Opportunity and the opportunity to learn and grow and do bigger things. Always be growing, and it's hard to do that when you're already thinking about your margin. Like the guru's sitting here concerned about their margin, so they won't hire a sales team. They won't invest in their sales team to get them a proper training. They have some fucking mentee program or something they're trying to sell, and it's just them trying to do it. They're a small thinker. They don't have a business. They couldn't scale it if they wanted to. And then they're going to try to convince old Spoonie here to give them $10,000. I would say the guy that you paid, I think he does have a business. I think he does have a sales team. I think he does.
Oh, he did. They worked me through that. Like, I understand the funnel they work me through now. Like, and I think he's out of it now because of some other trouble. I think he sold that to Brent and those other guys.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he's part of it anymore. Or if he is, he's a small minority partner.
But they have a sales team, and that's what it takes. Like, I wouldn't, I'm thinking about right now, at least been thinking about, Kitty's calling, been thinking about this whole deal and how to help people and how to get people in front, how to, create another Braxton, and every time I ask about it, I get told that it's not legal to do. But because of what I want to do, I want to, like, if Braxton comes to me, he's like, "Hey, I want to learn real estate." I'm like, "Great." It's like, "I'll pay you $10,000 to teach me," and I'm like, "Okay, you can pay me $10,000, but we're gonna go partner on a deal." You know what I mean? So you pay me $10,000, and then we go partner on a deal, and you get one full deal on a cycle.
It may not be legal, but that's how the guy that had me exactly set up. The you paid them a certain amount. It was $5,000.
No. And you had to go find the deal.
I had to go find it, but then the next 2 deals after that, I had to give them half of it.
I don't want to do none of that. You pay me $10,000. I got the deal. We're gonna go do the deal together, and then you're the fuck out of my hair. You never talk to me again. Seems like a pretty fair deal. I'm bringing the money. I'm bringing the deal. You know what I mean? But I get told that it's not legal.
Why wouldn't you just call it a JV and then
because you're selling securities? That's what I was told. I don't know if it's legal or not. But every time I've asked Andrew about it, he said, "I don't know how you would do that." So the education and the deal has to be separate.
Because if you already have the deal and everything, I guess they're paying you for the investment product.
Could be construed as.
Okay.
So it's just like, to me, it's like the only way to do it. The only way to do it is you pay me, you come to work, you come in, you do marketing every day and all that. But I already got the deal. It's on the shelf. We're gonna ride out there. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna fucking look at it. You're gonna ask me your questions. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna hit our snags. We're gonna might make money, might lose money, but it's my money. You know what I mean? So what is it? Like, the only money you're out is the money that you invested, in the training. You get all of our marketing systems set up for you and turned on if you want to turn them on. But if you got the money to run them, you get all of our scripts, all of our calls, because you get to come in and work with us every day, like what Michael's doing right now. And we train you, and hopefully at the end of it, you don't want to leave. We can just hire you. You know what I mean? But then everybody gets to go do deals. That's the only way I could see doing it. I wouldn't want to do the, here you pay, here's some content, here's a group to beat me up in, and
I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about gurus because I'm so just disaffected by them.
You loved them at one point in time.
I did, but I'm not now. And I think that's I think there's a lot. So it's the difference between doing a bunch of deals, right? Like, now that I'm on the other side, and we know a lot of these guys and girls. Whatever that is, I see people call you a guru, or they call TJ a guru, whatever. And whatever you say about TJ, I know he's doing deals. I've seen his board. I've seen properties he's taken down. I don't see that happen with a lot of other people.
Yeah,
I see a lot of checks that they write and put on the internet, or they're posing in front of a fucking Lambo. I don't see any of them getting a $500,000 personal check.
I just got wrote to old Braxton there.
Right, but those aren't the checks I'm talking about. Where they're like, "Oh, look, my company made $800,000," and it shows it, but they're not telling you about any of the cost on the backside of that. That's just them cashing out at the end.
Yeah, but it's pretty. You're El Presidente, and that $500,000 check may as well have your name on it right now.
Well, it has our fund name on it, and it's all going to buy real estate. This week. This fucking week. Not next fucking week. Not the week. Excuse my language. Not next freaking week. Not the week after next freaking week. It's going to freaking buy freaking real estate right freaking now.
That's right. It's already placed. It's already. I mean, as soon as the money's hitting the fund, it's getting placed.
We just popped 6 of those to go forward, and she is already sending us all the paperwork to get these closed right now.
That's good. So. I mean, look, guys. I just know the dust up. I know how hard it is in this business. I know what they're up against, and I think that the people that were preaching about deals and all that was a very valid message during the time you marketed through it. It was it's where you cut your teeth in a very competitive market. And deals are always still going to be the lifeblood of any business, but they were very hard to come by in that market. You had to train. You had to be good. You had to understand what you were doing, and we did very well in it. The dispo side of it right now, very, very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
And so all those guys that were transactional, they just ain't never been in this. They ain't never had to work this hard to dispo stuff. It's very difficult to dispo stuff now. What was our solution for it, Spoonie?
Our solution to the dispo?
No, our solution to the current market, to the current.
It was to change our whole system. We got off of the hard money up front by starting a fund with our friends and relatives that we are already working with, helping make them owners.
Yep.
Where they're part of it. They're actually getting 90% of the deals instead of just a hard 12% every year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have now don't have that cost burden on the front side of these transactions, which lets us operate just like we were.
Yep.
Still make the same margins.
That's right.
So, knock on wood.
Well, I mean, we're going to do a really good job for them.
I think we'll do better for them than we would for ourselves. Because I promise you, I sleep. Now, there's times that I wake up worrying about what Corey's going to say the next morning because we have accountability between each other. I doubt, but I don't believe there's a chance in hell that we would ever work this hard for ourselves that we will for them.
Well, that's what the guy I was on the phone with yesterday. I mean, he wanted to buy 1,000 shares. That's $1 million. Okay, but we don't have them. You know what I mean? We already sold most of our shares. So I mean, just don't have them available. And we have other people committed, and we're trying to get other people that have been with us a long time freed up to be able to where they can get in. So we're moving a lot of stuff around right now. But long story short, when he said that, and then he told me why, and it's like, oh, he's going to quit his job on the income that this is going to produce. Wow. He's going to go retire. And that's how he backed into how much money he wanted to put into the fund, because he's like,
was this a teacher?
Yes.
Yeah. God bless him.
And I was like, oh man, that's I don't ever feel like pressure or like, you know what I mean? Like I don't ever get anxious or overwhelmed or any of that stuff. But whenever somebody like, it's like anybody else, it's like, oh, I'm just looking for a little passive money. That's good. Once you have somebody that's like, I'm going to retire with the money that I'm going to make off of this. And so I want it to be invested, with people I know.
I don't think it's a bad deal at all. That's the best kind of pressure you could have. Do you feel more worried every day about getting the returns back to somebody like Sherry or me or Jacob?
Well, it's Sherry, but right, I mean, I don't worried's the wrong word.
Well, worried's not the right word, but what I mean is you feel more obligated. You feel like those are your day ones, like the people that like always believed in you. I feel a fiduciary responsibility to all of
It's like a necessity more than anything. It's
right.
This is the commitment that I've made to everybody. It's like...
And that's what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. This is the reason, back when I was starting 5 years ago, I sold my truck to pay my bills instead of not paying my bills. That's what you do. We're all, I think that's the difference between us and a lot of people is we...
Oh, yeah. Well, we just had that conversation. It's like, we got Ryan on a deal and the survey comes back. It's sitting on the lot. Sitting across two lots, they only want to sell one lot, and we're like, we got to buy both lots, and it's a foot over. I mean, it's a very marginal amount that it's on the other lot. That's enough, though. It is enough, and it's going to create problems on the road. And so I just told Ryan, I'm like, you're going to pay us $5,000 for this deal, but we're not going to do the deal. If she won't sell the other lot, we're not doing the deal.
And I talked Kitty through that. I said,
let me talk. So when I asked him, do you think this fucking clown show that's roasted over here, do you think he would turn down $5,000? He would know that one material fact. He would still load you with it, make his $5,000, and move on. That's any wholesaler out there.
There's no recourse either.
No, almost no recourse. You can litigate, but what's litigation going to do? You know what I mean? It ain't going to be worth it.
How do you prove he knew?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, look, I'm not going to operate that way towards anybody. Now, I'll accidentally say something that's on the neighbor's lot,
Oh.
But we'll go do it. Yeah, but we'll go make it right. I mean, we'll go figure out how to make that right and stand there with you because we have integrity and we want that long-term relationship. Other people are so transactional in every single relationship in their life. They would burn you down over $5,000. You know what I mean? And then when the economy gets bad, oh, hey, we're friends again. You know what I mean? Because we need each other's following. It's like, what are y'all doing?
When I first started this a couple of years ago, Megan would be like, why are you splitting these deals with people? This was before me and you when I was still struggling, doing weird shit, Why are you doing this and only making $1,500 or whatever the number was? I'm like, because if these people will fuck you over $1,500, they're really going to take you down over something big. And people will burn you down over that amount of money.
Spoon's whispering. That's how I know it's serious.
Yeah, it's very serious. I go into Joe Biden mode where it's, people, listen to me. It's a balloon. It's safe. We're gonna get over the ocean, blow it up.
Damn. So, but yeah, I do agree. I think, but you know, the way we shifted our business, we're actually we got more money than we have shares in our fund, so we're going to start fund 2, and probably that deal that you got yesterday, not a great fund 1 deal. Why do you think that's not a great fund 1 deal?
I think diversification is kind of what we sold that on.
Yeah.
And I think we should stick to that because it's also, I mean, not that could be more risky because I do believe in that deal, but it's like gives you, you're spread out. You got a whole bunch of different deals. It's like
that would be 30% of the fund.
Well, it's a single deal. It's going to move slow. It might bang hard. You know what I mean? But it's not. That deal right there is great for somebody that's not relying on that monthly income. That's more of a this might take a year.
It's almost like a JV. Like
it might take 3 years.
This
but
is
when
the
that thing
expectation,
bangs,
right?
It goes.
It's like we believe in this real estate, so it's like let's ride together on it.
And if it don't go, then we go in there and build a road and
yeah, but that's buying land because Walmart just put up their new super center right next to it and just waiting on Target to come in and buy. That's what that play is.
That's it. That's all.
That is. You know it's going to sell. You don't know when it's going to sell,
That's right.
and it's going to sell for whatever price per square foot.
Yes.
Like you're just waiting on it. In worst case, is it becomes a house development.
When we're there.
Yeah.
When our skill set matches that.
Yeah. Just doesn't matter.
I mean, it's like, hey, look, this one's for the people that you want an active drip every single month, an active, bit of income. This one's going to be completely passive and invisible. It's just going to be there. When it goes, it goes. It's going to be, you'll know, you'll see it. It'll be like, oh, okay, so it's a single property fund essentially. And it's not going to, I guess, cash flow wise, it's got a house on it. So it'll probably make enough to pay the taxes if it's ag exempt. If it's not ag exempt, we're fucked.
$2,000 a month.
Way more than that. It'll be 40, 50 grand a year worth of property taxes.
How many acres?
66.
So, it's a big deal. We'll
put a cow out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll write you a lease on it right now.
I'm sure.
Can I cut hay on it?
I'm sure. You can do whatever you want, Spinny.
I'll write you a lease, $25 an acre.
Here you go. So, if we get them good low property tax, that house will rent and take care of the carrying costs.
And it'll make it ag, even if it's not.
That's true. So, we got some good stuff, but I don't. As far as the educators in the business, I feel almost bad for them because I see them. They're getting real noisy right now, and the economy to me isn't there yet for them. There's going to be a place in the economy for the real estate education once people get laid off. Once people get laid off and start looking around, they're going to be looking, how do I generate income? And they're going to do exactly what you did and find one of these people that we know is a clown on the internet. You know what I mean? And they're going to pay them money and they're going to learn something, and they probably could be successful with it if they applied it. But they're not going to have much support outside of that. They're just going to have a fucking clown that they paid and probably defend. So, yeah, old Ed's and tired of his family's retirement. So,
I'm not sure.
Chris Cron's model is probably the partner with people, minus the never talk to him again part. It's not don't talk to me again. It's either we partner up and we make it a permanent business, or never talk to me again.
So people constantly hit me up. They're like, hey, why don't you do this side deal with me? And I'm like, hey, no, I got business partners. You can do a deal with all of us, or you can not do a deal. But unless your name's Shane or Braxton or whatever, I can't divide my time and go do that.
Here's my question. When they say come do a deal with me, what are they bringing?
Never anything. They've got a phone number and a property they heard is for sale, and they want me to go do all the work and give them half the money.
Okay, so there's no
right.
There's no deal to do there.
Right.
What about you, Braxton? People try to do deals with you? We got that one weirdo that's always trying to.
Mm-hmm. I do have one person that I think's legit that wants to do, like, he's always like, let's do some mobile home stuff together. And I'm like, you call Corey and work that out. And then then I'll be part. I'll tell you later. But then we'll do it. But I'm not doing side jobs right now. I can't.
I mean, if you do side jobs, do side jobs. But there's no shortage of opportunity in the opportunity that's in front of you.
Right. That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
That's the thing about it. Like, if somebody's like, hey, I'm bringing in $20 million, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I want to take y'all's skill set on the streets and I want to pair it with this $20 million. You're batshit crazy if you don't say yes.
We have somebody that wants to do that right now, and I've already told them yes. And it's not that much money. I'm like, absolutely, go bring your money. We'll partner with you. We'll do that. But when somebody calls me and is like, hey, can you just peel off whatever you're doing and go do the electrical on six trailers in I don't know, Brazoria, Texas, some place I've never even heard of. I've only seen on a map. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, there's no, I'm not doing that for cost because it helps you out. Like, I can't take that time away.
Well, but it's funny because it's like, I mean, that is a very funny request. But then we're sitting in a meeting and I'm like, Mark's fucked on their electrical spoonie. He's like, how? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not an electrician.
But that's different. And this is what
like you're gonna have to ride by there because they're about to try some dumb shit. And I know I'm not an electrician, but I know it's dumb shit. So don't.
Yeah, and it was dumb shit. It was dumb. But that's different. Like, I tell everybody, like, I will do that with my business partners. Yeah, like, any of them. That's the reason we started the electric company that's back up. That's the reason we started the septic company, the GC company.
Now, Spoon, he probably told us, but he didn't tell us. We knew his background was in electrical, but we didn't know. You know what I mean? It just one day, it just came out and we're like sitting there going, been an electrician this whole time? Like, wait a second. We've had so many moments where I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to tell them what to do next. I don't necessarily need you to do the electrical work ever, really. But I do need you to tell the guy that is going to do the electrical work, you're about to fuck this up. So,
and I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
But that deal, I mean, dude,
I have a pretty broad skill set when it comes to the trades.
It does. Like, it's always amazing to me. I'm like, because we were on that duplex in Waco whenever you started spouting off code, which was a deal that's mine and Jacob's duplex.
Was that the sevenplex?
Not the sevenplex.
That was where you had your first big problem.
Oh yeah, we had a big problem there,
and I just couldn't affect it at the time because I didn't have the ability.
No, we weren't looking for that solution either. We were just looking to sell that sevenplex. It was our first apartment deal. We bought it for $45,000. We just needed to get away from it. But that duplex was where they switched the code up middle of the deal, and you went over there and got with that electrician because we were talking about it in passing. You're like, I'll go look at it, and then you got it. I'm like, he's like, well, this, and he's going to have to eat it. And I was like, Spoonie knows electrical, like front to back. Like, I never have to deal with another electrician ever again in my life lying to me about something, or you know what I mean. Like they're like they'll tell you it's raining and they're peeing on your boot or. Whatever it is, like.
Well, any good electrician that believes in himself is going to show up and tell you what every other electrician did wrong before them. Yeah, well, your problem is all these other guys. They've ruined it all for $10,000. I can get this right for you. That's every plumber, every roofer, every electrician, every HVAC guy, every cabinet maker.
It's a good thing you called me when you did. Yeah. Very first thing.
It's a good thing you called me when you did. You see this crack? Foundation problems.
Yeah. What? I'm here, though. It's not a problem no more. It was a problem, but now I'm here. Not necessarily. Are we going to have to fix it? Well, no. Ignore that part. But these other things, we'll get that.
I fight this all the time with house inspectors. It's one of my pet peeves because they generally are good people that are doing their job and they feel like they have to find all the problems for their clients. But they don't always list a problem as something that's not required but could be problematic. They list it as this should be repaired, even though it meets codes, it meets everything else because it was code when it was installed. Just because it's a federal panel, nobody's saying that they should stay in your house. They do have the habit of not tripping and welding things together, but it is not required by code. Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that happens with.
I think you weren't really impressed until you saw me do Coleman.
Well, no, I was happy you went and did Coleman. I mean, Coleman was the first thing that we asked you to do. Yeah.
I can do commercial work really well. I like commercial work.
Like this is.
I don't like houses.
Do you think you could do this? I'll go look at it, and you're like, yeah, I can do it. It's gonna take. I don't care about none of that spoon. Just if you can do it, do it.
And I turned old Peepaw into a hand out there. I had him cutting up pipe and
that's my brother.
Did good.
Yeah. So y'all, I mean, but y'all did, I mean, a phenomenal job on that. And it's, and that's, you know, as far as like cost and all that kind of stuff, it's like what I thought needed to be fixed. You know what I mean? In my mind, how the fix looked. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, wow, this is not what it, in my mind, I thought we were going to change out a couple of boxes, put a new breaker in, we good to go. I get there and everything's rebuilt. I was like, man, that's solid work. Solid work. What do you think? But Colby does good work too, don't he?
Colby does good work. His other guys aren't as good as him, but they're getting better.
Yeah.
I'm constantly having to talk to him about weird stuff. Like, just call me. I'll bring you the pipe heater. Don't light it on fire. We can do this, the right way.
Yeah.
And maybe telling the customer that you just got out of prison is not the right way to start, but like you might want to keep that to yourself. Nobody cares about your past. You didn't have to make that part of the conversation about your
Colby.
Electrical service. Not Colby. No.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other dude. It was like a helper they had out there. This helper was a nice guy. He's like, yeah, I just got out. And we're all like, man, you ain't got to tell this little lady that. Like, this is a random. I appreciate all of that, sir, but nobody asked.
He's like, I used to steal copper. Now I install it.
Yeah. He was a really nice kid, but he was a young guy. He was probably, 25, and he just.
Well, they teach those guys in prison. So, have you seen this?
Mm-mm. But I'm glad they don't even teach the people in the Army how to be an electrician the right way.
They teach. You can get into programs in prison where you can learn a trade. So they teach you instrumentation or electrical or whatever. And so we had an electrician when I worked on the rig. His name was Scott Nelms. A phenomenal electrician, instrumentation. I mean, chase down like on the rig, we'd have, just little bitty wires running all over the fucking place, and there'd be a ground fault somewhere. I mean, it'd just be something dumb.
That sucks. Grounds are terrible to chase.
You pull a joystick, it's supposed to do this, but it does that, and you're like, I don't know, got to come fix it. He was phenomenal, one of the best. And I was like, where'd you learn to be an electrician? He's like, well, I went to prison for meth. I was like, all right. He goes, and I came out a journeyman electrician. And I was like, how did you do that? And he goes, well, they taught us everything we needed to know, and then they put us out on jobs. And so we would do, we'd go work underneath a master electrician and get our hours. But it was like, jobs around the prison or jobs around the state, different stuff that they would work on for the state. And he's like, I come out a journeyman electrician out of prison. It's like, damn. And then he goes, then I got this job, and now I'm doing more of this. He goes, but I like this a lot better than the residential stuff. But poor Scott got back on meth. I mean, he was in the oil field.
Dude,
we almost died one night, me and him, on the rig.
On meth?
No, on a 120-foot man basket. He was way smarter than I was about it. He climbed out.
Start to tip?
No, it didn't start to tip. So we got an 1.5-inch cable. It's a block and tackle system. So you basically got a winch down on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a big sumbitch though, big winch. And got the man basket leaned up against the back of the derrick, and that 1.5-inch cable is up in between us and the derrick. So I mean, we're just right up against the derrick, and we're tied off to the man basket because we're working on this J box up there, figuring out what's going on. And you can always tell when they turn the winch on down the ground. It's called the drawworks. When they turn it on, the blower motors, it's got such big electrical motors on it. You hear the blower motors fire up and it goes, you hear them. And I heard them come on, and I was like, Scott, it's like, yeah. Like, they just turned the drawworks on. And we knew because the blocks are setting on the shipping pins. So they're going to spool up. They're going to start pulling that cable and spool it up, and then they're going to pick the blocks up off the shipping pins. When they do, that cable's it's going to move back away from the derrick about 5 or 6 foot, because that's how far the drawworks sit away. They go all the way up to the fast line shift. Anyways, he said, fuck you. You can ride that motherfucker. And he gets out, he jumps on the side of the derrick and ties off to the derricks. Now he's just hanging on the outside of the derrick. I'm like, what the fuck? He's trying to get the man basket away, from the drawworks, and it starts spooling up tight, starts shoving on the man basket, and I'm in it, and I'm riding, and we're all the way up. I mean, so you can't, it's like you got to swing over
and that's
to get
a
away
rough
from
ride.
it.
Like, because any movement you make on the ground at 120 foot is a 6 foot swing.
It's just swinging, and the cables, beating on it. We're yelling our asses off. And anyways, finally they're like, oh, they're up there working in the man basket. Okay, we'll wait on this. And so I was like, oh God. But he just got out. He's like, fuck you. You can deal with the man basket. Clink, ties off to the derrick. He's just up there clinging onto a beam.
Hanging on till.
Yeah.
That's a better plan. I mean, the only problem would have been they would have had to switch over to ground controls, bring that thing back down, and winch up to get them if Corey had left it.
Well, yeah, well, kind of. I was like, I wasn't going to bail out of it.
Hanging in a bind than dead than.
I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if it would have shoved the. Just don't know what. I think it would have. What I think would have happened was it would have froze up because it would have got out of balance. It would have shut down your controls altogether.
But sometimes those things get so wonky when you move the wrong way and it just starts rocking and your feet. I don't know if you had the anchors down. You probably didn't because you were on four wheels, right? Yeah,
it's a 4-wheel, so they they come in on a truck with the narrow wheelbase, but you can't go up as high until you extend the feet out. So I mean it's a wild ride, but we used to have fun in those man baskets. My boss told me one time I was going to be the first person to get fired from the company for driving a man basket too fast. They
only go one speed. I mean, they go the fast speed. That's it.
Yeah, but we would have it all the way up going that speed.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Just you'd hit ditches and it'd swing. You're like, hell yeah. They're like, you're going to turn one over. I'm like, hell yeah, we are. We're going to do something. So, anyways, had a good time in it.
So just think about the physics of that. When that thing starts turning over, and it's turning over at a very slow place here, but 120 foot is whipping you like a baseball bat into the ground.
Not me.
It would not have been good.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to time it out and I'm going to bail out.
As it's throwing you at 120 miles an hour.
Last second, roll it out.
Fuck yeah, I'm bailing out. I'm going anywhere but to the ground.
So you're going to Steven Seagal roll out of that thing, just like, hiya, and jump up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's what the Muay Thai taught me. Jump out.
I think if you just jump right before the last second, it won't hurt you.
Oh well, I've had some pretty interesting experiences overall. One time, I went to latch a stand of pipe, so I'm up in the derrick. I went to latch a stand of pipe and I didn't have my rope set properly, and I get out there and I realize, like, the rope catches you on the belly, and I realize there's too much rope, and so I'm going out, and so I end up just parallel hanging, but I got the pipe, and so I've got the pipe, I'm hanging on it, but I'm out, just stretched out across the derrick, and I didn't latch it, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? How do I get back without falling underneath this fucking board? And I'm just hanging onto it, and I'm like, okay, so if I let go of this pipe, can I grab the rope and pull myself back up before it goes off? And then, anyways, my uncle, being my uncle, he's just so wise and smart. All of a sudden, the air hoist cable, because you got air hoists that are up there, it just comes into my arm, and there it is. And I can just let go of the pipe and grab the air hoist, and then pull myself backwards.
So if there's like, it's like you're on the platform or whatever up there,
and I'm just laid out like this.
So pipe, platform, fall death.
Mm-hmm. Not fall death. Like you're just gonna be dangling underneath the board.
Okay.
And once you're dangling underneath the board, I mean, how you get back up
down like this, basically. Hold on.
hanging onto the pipe, and
I can't kick back hard enough, fast enough.
I can't get enough. So, but once the air hoist was there, then I could grab the air hoist and pull myself up. And then once I got pulled up, I could reach around and grab the rope and pull myself backwards
all the way back.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, that's funny because your uncle he's just down on the ground. He's like, yeah, I guess he's fucked up.
Save your life.
It's like, not save my life. I mean, he wouldn't have
possibly.
He's just like, oh, well, he's not going to figure this one out. He's 18. He's a little bit stupid. Obviously, he's got himself in a little bind. But
he's parallel to the ground.
Yeah, he's parallel to the ground. He's still on the board, though. He'll be all right. Just take my air horse cable. He'll grab onto it. Life will be good. So, yeah, there's good things. But anyways, we got our fun going. It's buying properties. Been chatting about oil field stuff. Spoonie, I would say that if somebody brings you a side deal, just find out how much money they got. Because if they ain't bringing no money, the deals are almost, if somebody brought you that deal that you have right now as a prospective deal, not a contracted deal.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it either. I mean, I missed that deal.
Well, like somebody asked me about dropping a bunch of homes for him the other day. And I said, how many? He said 6 or 10. I said, it'd probably be at this price. I don't know what the shipping would be, but you have to make sure that this is it's a dead 8 deal, not a Jason deal. This is that deal. Yeah. If we do that, but like the other one, yeah, same deal. He's got some people with money that want to invest. I said, cool, let's do all that. He wants to be a partner in something. But all these guys that, it might as well be like, hey, let's go to lunch. I just want to pick your brain. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat, homie. Corey Thompson just told you I'm fat. I don't need to eat.
We'll
don't
go to
invite
Roadhouse
me.
right after this.
We are not. I've got to go to Kemp, Texas.
To get that contract
I'm
again?
going to get it. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to go get it.
Oh, Spoonie.
It happens.
It's happened twice. This is the second time since we started doing this.
Well, is the seller at least receptive?
He will be. Like, if I got to give him an extra $500 for 2 weeks' time, it doesn't matter. We weren't supposed to close for 2 more weeks anyways.
That's fine. I ain't worried about that one. That one's going to be, we'll see what happens with it.
I'll go get it signed tonight in the weirdest place ever. It's like back in the pines at a dead end. You feel like you're going to get molested.
It'd be
by,
fun.
The Hills Has Eyes kind of deal.
What deals you got you working on, right?
Just that one right now. I'm going to probably see if I can go meet her this weekend or any day this week that she can, because that's probably worth getting that ink.
Damn.
Yeah, it seems like she wants a PDF copy.
Damn.
So I'll just get on the phone with her after this. I think it's a sign too. That's my mom's name.
What's that?
Pamela Sue.
Yeah. Well,
That's a weird factoid to throw out on the internet.
That's not the full name.
Emery's got practice today at 7:30. Softball. Got that message while we're here. So that's good. She gets her little after-school program at 5:15. She's got a full afternoon.
Oh yeah.
My daughter decided she wanted to join band. I'm so happy.
What instrument?
They don't know yet. They tell you what is in 6th grade.
I didn't think they told you. I thought you got to pick. I picked drums. Did you get to pick? You never go to band?
No, I was never going to be a band kid.
I wanted to play sax, and they're like, no, you'll play trumpet. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm never going to do this.
I played sax.
Yeah, I picked drums, and I remember my dad was like, I got to buy what? I was like, a drum. He's like, for what? I was like, for band. He's like, $140? I was like, yeah, and I had to carry that big bitch on and off the bus.
Were you the big one that you're like, doom, doom?
No. It was just a snare drum, but 12-year-old, it's a pretty big container.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, carried it on and off the bus, and then my dad realized that, he's got to practice this drum at home, and he put me out in the chicken pens, beating on my snare drum. He's like, practice that out there. So, anyways, but the clarinet's always what they you know what I mean? They always start with the clarinet. I don't know if it's the easiest to play.
Probably for woodwinds. I think it's easiest to hold, maybe.
They're all hard. They all have their own difficulties. But yeah, clarinet.
They started us on clarinet. Like when they were teaching us how to play instruments.
There's a lot of clarinets in the band compared to saxophones or the other ones people want to play.
Yeah, before we were in the band, when we were just in music class, we played the recorder and the clarinet.
Oh.
And that was it. And it's weird now that I think about it, though, like just passing around a clarinet. And we'd wipe the spit off. Or maybe we had our own reed.
Yeah, you get your own mouthpiece. You put your own mouthpiece on, but it's still
right.
full of spit. You're over there going, opening valves, blowing spit out the bottom.
Yeah. Did you ever get good?
A trumpet? No. And I wish I would have stuck with it because it would have been a cool instrument to play. But I just moved towards guitar and stayed there.
I got first chair once. And I couldn't beat Stephanie Rasco or Stephen Bradley. Stephen Bradley's the president of the bank now. Stephanie's dad rented us our first office. So
there you go.
But got first chair one time and third chair a handful of times. And I think the only reason I got first chair was because they weren't there. I think they were absent, like a school trip or something.
So can we wrap this up? We got another podcast for you, Corey.
Yes, we got another podcast. Be right back.
And let's take some pictures.
We're going to take pictures?
Yeah, real quick.
Will I have to get these tits out?
Maybe.
Ooh.
They'll have to see.
I wonder how much trouble I'm going to get in for that one. If you like what you've seen here, find Braxton on Tinder and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just keep swiping. He's on there.